Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 11 of Walking with Jay. Tonight's episode features Jay going on a walk. Oh, wait a second. Hence the title, Walking with Jay. Okay. Let's see. Not going to make any excuses for that lame joke. So, here we go. What should I talk about tonight? See, I don't really pre-plan these things. So, because I like to just improvise a little bit off the top of my head, and it helps me just to process my day and process my week, seeing as it's Friday and all. So, yeah. What I think you'll find tonight, I might surprise myself, but I think what you will find is that I am functioning not at a very high level cognitively tonight, even probably for the whole day. I felt better today than I did yesterday. I got a better night's sleep last night, but it's just been a heck of a week, ladies and gentlemen. And the good thing is I think it's pretty windy out here, so I'm not sure how good the sound quality's on this going to be anyway, but can you hear the wind? All right. I'm a little nervous that won't be able to hear anything. Hey, you can't fight Mother Nature. So, weekly recap. It's Friday night. Looking forward to a weekend. Saturday mornings I do a little game show on Facebook called Hollywood Brainbusters, and just get together with some friends of mine on Facebook, and we pick an actor or actress, and people just start chiming in on movies they've been in. And so the person who gives the last answer that hasn't been repeated is the champion for the week, and they get to They get to pick the actor for the following weekend. So it's just been kind of fun. I hope everybody's having a good time with it. I do not know. I cannot read people's minds. So, yeah. I can't even read my own mind tonight. That's how tired I am. But I made a commitment to myself to make one of these videos every day that I can. And so that's why I'm walking with Jay tonight. All right. That would mean I'm walking with myself, which I am, because I don't have any compadres with me tonight. I'm busy, and Mariah decided to join me again soon because it was really fun hanging out with them. So, but I like walking by myself too. Let's see. Work was good this week. Yeah, just really tired. Just really tired. Oh yeah, that's another reason why I'm kind of out of sorts, is I got concerned this week about my blood glucose levels. They were up there pretty high, so usually when I get alarmed with that, I go on some version of the Atkins diet or some low carb eating plan. And I'll tell you what, I get a brain fog when I do that. Look at that. All right. Anyway, I get a brain fog when I'm doing that, and it is hard for me to think clearly. The benefits of it, though, in the past I've found that it really, really helps me get it usually takes about a week for my numbers to start coming down, but it's probably the quickest thing that I know how to do, how to bring my numbers down. So I'm still trying to come up with a good strategy for nutrition and weight loss, and how to do it healthily, and how to just be happy, because quite frankly, food is a major part of my happiness in life. When things, I'm what you call, I guess, an emotional eater. I don't think I've really talked much about weight loss or anything like that on the Walking with Jay series. And so, because I really didn't want this all to be about weight loss, I wanted it to be more about mental health recovery. So, but hey, food is a huge issue, and so it really is a huge part of my emotional recovery as well as mental health recovery. What I know that I used food in the past for is just to change my state, when I'm feeling low or feeling tired or depressed or what have you. Food is just a really quick way to change my state, and yeah, so a nice chocolate muffin from the pilot station. Hey, I'm in good shape, it just makes me happy. So, but the downside of it is it jacks up my glucose numbers, because I do have diabetes, and it puts the weight on me, which makes my energy lower, and it makes me it's harder to breathe, I've got sleep apnea, all these spiritual problems. I don't want to sit here and complain all night. I'm out here doing the work. I'm baby stepping, I'm walking tonight. I've been on this silly Atkins plan, which, in the past I've found that after the first week and a half of eating low carbs, it doesn't feel as brain cloudy. So it's just something I have to get through. Oh, look at this. Wow. Anyway, so yeah. Atkins, blood sugar, obesity. Yeah, I've had a problem with obesity since I was a little kid. I was always the fat kid, and it is what it is. In high school, I dropped quite a bit of weight. One summer, I decided I was going to play basketball for 5 or 6 hours to learn how to play so I could make the team my sophomore year. And so I dropped a bunch of weight, and I was able to keep that off for a good while. I weighed like 240 when Stacy and I got married, and now I'm up at like 336 or something like that, something ridiculous. I forget what I posted, but let's see. It's okay though, it is what it is. The first time I tried Atkins to bring my blood sugar number, I lost like 17 pounds in a week or something like that when I checked in at my doctor's office, and they were kind of stunned by that, and then they were like, they get worried about that big of a loss too. So anyway, I don't know. I don't have the answers. Like I've said, I've battled obesity and overeating my entire life, and because it's just been such a good coping tool for me, to eat, and I don't just eat until I'm full. I just keep eating, especially at nighttime. I'm not discouraged. Okay, I guess that's the bottom line, is to say that I'm not discouraged. I've got some brain clouds because of the diet I'm on right now, but I'm out here walking. It's hard to feel negative when you're out walking around, hard to feel discouraged when you got a beautiful sunset you're looking at, and the wind's blowing a little bit and give me some extra resistance tonight, which I'm grateful for. So I'm actually grateful for my weight too, because that's just another part of my recovery story. And so if I can overcome this obstacle, then that's just one more thing that I've overcome in my life. I feel like I've made great progress in my mental health recovery. I feel like, I can't even really take credit for. I know that I've done a lot of work on it. I know that that thanks to the job that I have, I have to encourage other people with mental illness, and so the tools that I learn in encouraging others, I'm able to encourage myself with, and to get encouragement from others. So I'm thankful for the progress I've made with my mental health recovery. And the thing is, I don't know when my next manic episode is going to happen. I pray to God that it never happens again, but it's always possible. You know, I think one thing that the first time I heard this, it really kind of made me think, you know, because I sat in a class and they were teaching people that your mental illness is not your fault. And I can see that in other people. Of course not. Of course it's not their fault. But in myself, I had to feel like it was my fault, you know. But the thing is, I don't think mental illness is my fault. I don't think that I chose to have bipolar disorder. I don't think that I know that I chose to overeat. I do know that, as far as being obese and stuff like that. I do know that I use that as a tool to feel better. And the problem with it, I don't care how I look necessarily. I really don't care. I'm a big guy. I'm kind of used to the way that I look, you know. It's just like someone told me the other day that they hate how they sound on the recording. You know, well, I've been recording myself since 5th grade, 6th grade, you know. And so now when I listen to a recording of me, it doesn't sound any different than the sound of me in my head. And so, yeah, when I see pictures of me, I don't look any fatter than how I view myself in my head. So there's not this cognitive dissonance or anything like that. It's just that's how I am, you know. And so I don't really care how I look, because I don't know, I've got a wife and kids and I've got a family and everything, and it's not like I'm out there trying to look attractive to people or anything like that, you know. My wife loves me for who I am and how I am, and I think that's totally awesome. And I love you, Stacy, and I always will. And what? So it's not so much the appearance that I care about, God's honest truth, I don't care, because the bottom line, even if I lost a bunch of weight now, I'd have a lot of excess skin that wouldn't be up to, that everybody would be like thrilled to look at anyways, and I wouldn't even go around with my shirt off regardless. So anyway, this might be a little too much J for everybody tonight, but hey, you tuned in. I should have put a viewer discretion advised at the start. I'll have to learn how to do that. So let's see. Yeah, but it's the health concerns. That's what it is. It's the dang diabetes, the sleep apnea, all of those things that cause me concern, you know. So that's why I'm out there walking. That's why I'm doing the baby steps, because I want to get healthy, and believe it or not, I do want to live, you know. And this is another deep subject, but there have been times in my life where I didn't really care if I lived or died. I just didn't think it mattered, you know. And you know, when you suffer the way that you can suffer, when, you know, and I'm not saying that just people with bipolar disorder suffer. I think everybody suffers, but sometimes that suffering gets too much for people. And when you're in a depression, it feels super dark and super heavy, and I don't know, there have been times where the only time I would pray to God was pray to him to take me out of this world, you know, because I just didn't see much hope in it. So another disclaimer here, I'm not trying to be dark and depressing today, I'm really not, but that's where my brain is today. And so probably lucky for you, this wind is blowing so hard so you won't be able to hear most of much of it, and hopefully you'll all have tuned out, but I still got to record it. I still got to document it, because that's kind of my commitment to myself, is that I'm going to show up whether I'm low, normal, or high. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show up. And when I say high, I don't mean like drugs high. I never have done illegal drugs, but I have been manic high, which probably some of the symptoms of that mimic being high. So anyway, all right, well, I'm exhausted physically from doing the walk, which is good. Hopefully this will release some of my inner demons as far as the negativity that I've been feeling. And I just want you guys all to know that I'm okay, and things are going to be okay. And I hope, if you're watching this and you're discouraged and you're feeling maybe at the end of your rope, gosh, give someone a call. There are, just Google suicide hotline if you're feeling that low. Google, look up your local mental health provider if you need it. If you're feeling down and discouraged, get help. There is help out there, and there are a lot of caring. I've come across so many good, caring people who are willing to help. And gosh, just reach out, and don't suffer alone. Don't suffer in silence. Please don't do that. Just remember too that if you're suffering like that, you have got a kindred spirit in me, and I love you. And no matter what, we're just going to keep on keeping on, aren't we? So I'm probably going to give it one more minute, then I'm going to turn it off. But yeah, get help. I did, and I will continue to get help when, and not if, but when I need it, because I guarantee you I'm going to need help. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me tonight, and just be cool to one another, really. Be tender-hearted and forgiving, and support one another, and let's make the world a brighter place. Let's make the world a better place. It's already heavy enough for so many people. Let's not discourage people. Let's not let's not just be mean, and let's just be lights in the world. Let's lift people up and be supportive. How about that? That sound like a good plan? I'm sorry if this episode got too dark. I really am. I appreciate you. Just fast forward over it if it triggers you. Now I'm telling you, if this episode triggers you in any way, please fast forward. I should do that, but I don't know if I know how to do that. So I love you guys. Talk to you soon.